hard for him to deal with.
The ulti not going to work out because Whippo ate the CC, and that is first blood over to Inspired here. FlyQuest on the board. There's the flash out. Curtain call comes on in as, Master's just going to be able to pick that one up because Whippo is not scared of turrets. And still able to pick him up. The redemption comes down as well, as we do see picture-in-picture that it should still be this Rift Herald going down. Fiendish Codex is okay. Driver could be in a little bit of trouble here as Quad throws a whole bunch of rocks into his back. The seismic shove connects, and I think Quad wanted to let us know, but I don't think he's going to be able to do so. The last bullet doesn't connect, but Whippo does have a Q. Manages to take that one down. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, because there were two that showed top, just gone. I mean, Honku does need to be there if they want to have the DPS, but as the Drake already low as well, the exhaust comes on down. Whippo gets into that backline. Kaiwing's in a little bit of trouble, and down goes the Xin Zhao. That's going to be the Drake going over FlyQuest. Pick up this soul point, but have they found the fight? Driver still wanting to try and burn them as Honku gets on in there. There is Whippo looking for the angle. Emperor's Divide, though, will be his shutdown, and it's Doggo that picks up the kill. Look at these health bars. Doggo desperately is going to come through from Whippo as they get a nice knock up onto Kaiwing. He's thrown back with the shove. Equalizer goes down, though, and Quad is just dead. An overextension, as we can see, is now Junja goes in. Busio, the next one to fall, paying for his mid laner's sins, as Doggo is, of course, flashing forward. Going to stop CFO from taking this Baron and getting a big lead. Never mind, though, it's Kaiwing that's going to go down first. Inspired collects that, but Emperor's Divide pulls him back, and they'll trade jungle for support after the end of that fight. And CFO, when his ultimate's running, is now Busio likely to just die. Driver will be slowed down, but it's Quad that's dead again! Oh, it's a disaster for FlyQuest. It's into the backline, goes Inspired, but I just don't know whether that was a great idea, as Doggo's going to be able to take him down while he's trying to ult him into the sky. Driver going down, but he does spot him here. Inspired, not quite with the surprise play that he wanted, but it's the all-out to bring them underneath the turret. Junja is going to be the first one to go down, as Doggo is, of course, over the wall. Honku goes golden, as the Solar Flare is going to interrupt that curtain call. As, my God, how did Doggo do that much damage? That was disgusting, but still, he is now dead. I think Flyers, this Rumble is going to survive, and he doesn't think so either, as he ults the wave to make sure that he can at least get something in a while.
Well, their wave clear is not the best.
As a knockback from Buppo, there is another kidnap, like you said before, but it's going to be flashed this time. Blast Cone makes things problematic. Oh, the rocks go down. Honku, so much trouble, but still the damage is there because Doggo shows up. Massive amounts to come on through, but it's already 2 for FlyQuest. Doggo trying to survive against Whippo. He flashes over the wall and picks up a double, but Fly still able to win the fight, and it should be the Baron.
Baron is alive.
And Doggo wanting that wraparound. Driver gets in there with the flamethrower, and there's Doggo. It is going to be the Baron, secured by FlyQuest, but can they keep anyone else alive? The Emperor's Divide comes in. It's a double in the end for Doggo. Looking for the flanking Busio, and Junja's going to catch him because he's walking up mid lane to get back to his team. He's holding the wave. It's the Marin strategy yet again, but I just don't know whether it's really going to work. Give them some time. They might have been coming back to do the Dragon anyway. However, it did look a little bit, I got flat.
Have so much power here, but FlyQuest.
Oh, Whippo going in. There's the wall as well. Quad, though, keeping himself relatively safe this time as Honku goes golden. Seismic shove is going to be avoided with the flash, but Whippo picks him up, but he's not going to be able to withstand the Emperor's Divide. Into the backline goes Inspired. Busio's there. They need to kill Honku, and down he goes. Quad's getting flashed on, though, by Driver, who's looking to burn down Mazu. Doggo's still alive as well, and the rest of CFO have dealt with the other onslaught on the other side of the fight. Down goes Inspired, as Junja, with full health, is going to be able to make his way out.
It is known to CFO, and they're not going to let him get away with it.
Yeah, Doggo, as CFO not wanting to take any undue risks, as Seismic Shove will be Sonya's. And there is the Emperor's Divide as well. Honku keeps himself alive. They're still desperately trying to get on top of him, but it does not work. The young player is able to say no to FlyQuest and will now be able to take down the Nexus. It took a little longer than we made. Over and dive 2v2. The flash forward from Doggo, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Masu, he flashes away. There's a stand aside. And there's also a kill in the mid lane. What the heck is going on? It's another one as Rest gets the feats of warfare, and CFO just won everywhere on the map. That's so much damage already. Why is this Rise doing so much work? As Masu in so much trouble, the Pop Blossom is going to connect onto Busio. Another cash in, and it's a double for Doggo. So they're not going to be able to kill him. Great Bubble is going to catch the Rek'Sai as he tries to flee. And this time, Busio has the wave and takes down the Rek'Sai.
Being so proud of Flash Wolves. Wait a second.
Yeah, the flash in from Inspired still gets the stun onto Honkyu, but the phase rush as he gets out of the way. Supreme display of talent is what he was looking for, but he fails to dodge it. That is pretty impressive. This, not so much, as a supreme display of talent and just a cheeky Q from Inspired, and he will be able to just kill Honkyu. 1,000 gold to lead for CFO, but they need to keep their foot on the gas.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2-item Kiana. Inspired does a lot of burst damage. He has no more ultimate now.
I've seen this movie before, the one that's happening in the top lane, so we are going, no, we are back here, and he's dead again. As out he goes, as Doggo just takes down Quad! They're all starting to explode, and now he presses W, runs forward, Masu trying to get out of there, the axe from downtown, and he gives the thumbs up as he looks to chase out Masu here, there it is! That is going to be another Pop Blossom connecting though out of Kaiwing, he finds the double, as Whippo able to make his way out, but Doggo finds that last act, supreme display of talent doesn't work at all, and Doggo keeps himself alive because like you say, this guy's a tank on the Draven. Busio's turned into fish food, it's another multi-kill here as the ace comes in for CFO, and it is clean once again, as CFO are gonna do it after 10 years, making it to the top 8 here at Worlds 2025 after their extraordinary years so far.